Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, a game that comes out today in early access on Steam. This was taken from a live stream from my channel from just 2 days ago. We're at the very beginning of the 1863 campaign, playing as the Confederacy, and we just stumbled into a battle with the Eastern Army of Tennessee against General Grant's army of, I think just Tennessee, in the Vicksburg campaign. They've landed south of Vicksburg. They're beginning the maneuver to encircle the city, and we brought a small Confederate force north from Baton Rouge. We don't know exactly how many men we have in our command. I think we're raising additional troops to bring it up to 15,000 men, but it was like 7,000 or 8,000 originally. So I'm not sure if I have any of those troops yet, and I'm not sure what of Grant's we're up against. This was, again, taken from a live stream from yesterday, but at the time that we engaged this enemy troop force, we didn't know if it was just a small detachment or Grant's entire army. We'll find out very soon. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in and fight our first battle in the 1863 campaign of this game that just entered early access today. If you're unaware of what this game is, it's basically a grand strategy Civil War game that mixes grand strategy of managing the economy and building your armies and managing your orders of battle, while also putting you in charge of tactical engagements as well, with some unique courier systems and fog of war that makes fighting these battles very different than most other Civil War games that you play. But that's enough of me rambling. The game is out on Steam today in early access. It's still somewhat rough, so if you're looking for like a polished experience, it's very much early access. So just be aware of that, and you'll see a little bit of that in the tactical battle here today. Although what I will say is that I do notice some encouraging trends. There's some stuff where the AI does some confusing things, but there's also some encouraging items that the AI does, and I'll just post it, and you guys can see if you enjoy it or not. All right, so the Union Army fields 80,000 men under Major General Grant. That's encouraging. We have 5,000 men under Major General Trimble. Don't tell me Grant gets to bring the whole force. Oh, boy. Well, maybe we can hurt him a little bit. Well, I couldn't see what I was doing. All right. Let's take a look here. Our army will vigorously attack in the region of Mississippi. Is this wise, General? Is this wise? Consolidated report. The Union has 60,000. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. Well, General Trimble, I'll show you how to defeat an enemy in detail. Yeah, Grant, you might. We're fighting on the Battle of Bull Run because the maps aren't all in yet. So I don't even know if I have a division in this army. I think they're all just... The Army of Eastern Louisiana. All right, let's stack these guys in a single line. I mean, let's see what the Federals bring to bear. I've got 3 brigades against Grant. 80,000 men. You know, I think we've got this, guys. I think... You know, what's funny is it says our objective is to aggressively attack, but the only objectives I see on the map we already own. So, yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's deploy this infantry here at this ford along the bank. We'll deploy our artillery here to block the road. Let's just pray to God that Grant comes up this main roadway. Meanwhile, we're going to... balls forward, we're going to deploy this brigade. Oh, I can't deploy him that far north. All right, so our cavalry will stay down here. All right, I guess Logan will guard the north. Okay, let's see what happens here. I don't want to retreat right away. I could march off the map. I don't want to surrender, guys. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna hold. Oh, yep. we'll have to see where the Federals deploy. Looks like they deploy up here or off to the east. They don't own anything up here to the top right. So they'll probably come straight down on these objectives. So I'm actually going to send this cavalry up here to check out Lewis and Ball's Ford. Because I think the Yanks are going to come down probably from up here. They'll see these objectives, and they'll probably come storming. They'll come booming, skirmishers 3 deep across these 2 fords or Island Ford in the south. Let's actually stick these guys in the woods over here. 1 brigade might be enough to turn Island Ford into a little bit of Burnside's Bridge. Meanwhile, our cavalry can guard Lewis Ford. And you said Pemberton was bad. Hey, bravery is never bad. Well, that's not true, but this hill right here would be a nice place for a battery, but I think I like, rather than putting them on this really high elevation, I like the idea of shooting down the throat of the enemy coming up the ford. They could also come further south at Mitchell's Ford and try and flank the objective. If they do that, we'll be in trouble. But let's see what they bring to play with. This is like late World War II, where Hitler's commanding paper divisions. Come on, man! 5,000 guys versus 80,000. You know what? Don't you doubt my greatness. Oh God, now I really am sounding like a deluded commander. The times 10 also isn't moving very fast, which makes me think the enemy is a very large force indeed. But it's going to take him a while to march down here, so we can hit him in the mouth, drive him off. If I pull this off, you're buying bits. If by pull this off, do you mean get my entire army destroyed? Because that is certainly possible. You don't doubt me, but you doubt the Confederates. Hey, you know what? Isaiah Trimble won't have to be telling anybody that they could have taken the hill on this day. Men, there may be a time where the strength of men fails, but it is not this day. This is when, yeah. Well, here's the thing. If McClellan had fought for the South, all of his estimates of troop strengths would have been somewhat reasonable. Hey, they gone. Now, I'm waiting to see where the Yanks come. We haven't seen anybody yet, but the game is moving damn slow for times 10. I can't speed it up any more than I've already done. All right, Logan. I don't know that I can... I'm worried I'm going to send him out here and I won't be able to recall him, but I'm going to send Logan out to this hill to see if he can't get eyes on where the enemy is. Hey, Grigsby's farm. Is this Gary Grigsby's farm? Is War in the Pacific in the making out that way? Where are the Yanks? Are they going to do the historical thing and flank around the north? Because if they do that, I'm in trouble. General, your orders are to scout. All right, go check this ridge line out. Those orders are going to take a while to get there, though. Hey, listen, maybe the Federals withdrew from the field. We haven't seen any indication that they're... Okay, now where the hell are they? There's 80,000 men around. They should, and they're deploying on these two spots. We should be able to see something by now. One other thing is it doesn't seem like the visual cues for your units get bigger on elevation. Or maybe that's just the command radius. I don't know. Looks like it's the bugle, so it's probably just the command radius. Line of sight should get bigger, though. This doesn't look like Mississippi. Yeah. Oh, shit. Pause, pause, pause. Here they come, boys. The cavalry's way up here all on their own. Like, whatever, guys. All right, get the fuck down here. Not the detachment. I want the actual unit. Logan, get down here. I need every last man. They're all riding, gallivanting off in the Yankee rear. They're flanking me. Why? Bastards. How dare they be smart? All right. So, is this the part where we run away? Devin, get your boys in the saddle. Be back shortly. Thayer is going to try and come across Balls Ford now that we're trying to withdraw our cavalry, which is way up here. Hopefully the couriers get through. Meanwhile, federal cavalry out leading these troops. Oh, God. I really want to shoot these guys coming across the ford, but I'm exposed. Where are they going? They're riding away from me? They're trying to take the edge of the map? Hey, they're running! They're running! I think their cavalry probably got some orders and now they can't recall them or something. I don't know where their infantry are going. But they're around my flank. Oh, they're going for this objective down there by the Sudley Road. Where can we withdraw? We can withdraw down there in the south. Is that the only objective spot we can withdraw from? Oh, shit. Good God. You're not surrounded. Okay, the cavalry is on its way back. So I can now turn these guys' flank here, Beale, on the federal line over here. That actually seems like a really bad idea. Let's do this instead. How about the Army of Louisiana goes over to these woods and forms up over here. Get out from around, and then we can try and peel around their line. They may catch me in as I'm moving. We've taken 22 casualties so far. So far, all this has been is a artillery skirmish. Trimble, move the boys. Sir, we're surrounded. Good, we can shoot in any direction. Well, that's one way of looking at it. General Robin. Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin ran away. He bravely ran away, away. The Federals are moving forward. Or at least some of them are, anyway. Infantry on the other side of the river. In Longnecker's cavalry. We're going to spend most of the day in maneuver. Their infantry are moving forward now as well. It's got to be more than 5,000 men, right? What idiot would attack us with this amount? Hey, I didn't attack. I'm clearly on the defensive here. Listen, you know, all we're doing is we're making them burn a few calories, all right? They're going to close on this objective and probably New Market, which actually will leave the road down Manassas-Sudley or the Manassas-Sudley road open, I think, so that we can deploy our troops along this road. Actually, let's do this. Let's deploy them around this wood line here in the south toward that last objective, and then get a good defensive position that they have to assault. I don't want to just run away completely in this battle. I do have the intention to fight at least till nightfall. Logan skirmishers are going to head out that way, down the road. Cavalry and the guns are going to head down the road. The Union took that objective here, near Island Ford. Why are they crossing the river again? What are they doing? They're just like Jackson's foot cavalry, right? They're fine. That's not what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to form up here. We'll just hold this last objective. I don't know where the rest of these guys are going. They did a really smart thing. The Union did a very intelligent thing. I'll give the AI big props. They flanked the position. They put some troops up front to pin us in place, and then they swung troops around Flat Run, down Mitchell's Ford, around past Flat Run, and came up along our flank. I think that was a very intelligent move by the AI there. But now that they took Island Ford, they just marched back north? I don't know what they're doing now. I mean, I suppose they could be doing something brilliant that I'm unaware of, but I would have thought they would have gone for New Market as well, as that's the other objective. So it looks like McPherson's Corps has arrived. 21,000 more Yankee troops. Dennis has arrived. So the Federals must not have had their whole force of 80,000 men here, because if McPherson arrived and Sherman arrived mid-battle here, they probably only had about 40,000 men on the field to start. But I don't know. Like, if the Yanks are really going to just pull north of Island Ford again, let's go ahead and advance in strength. Trimble, if we can take that hill, if practicable, Trimble, I want you to take Island Ford. Oh, nope, they're still there. Where are they going now? Maybe they didn't know where we went. They pulled a Pope. Historically, at the Battle of Second Manassas, Pope kind of marched around in circles, almost like this, because he couldn't find the Federal Army. Come up, my lads. Hit the enemy cavalry in the front. Their cavalry's trying to get around our flank, probably to the objective down here. Artillery's setting up a little bit exposed on the left, but they can fire into the Federal flank. We're engaged. Oh my goodness, this is brilliant. We've got one tree, boys. Hide behind it. It'll give you great cover. Hey, we're driving back the cavalry there. Maybe. Our own cavalry here is engaging Federal infantry in column formation, forcing them to form up. Our own artillery is moving south a little bit as well. So we at least sort of drove them back. They sure seem to give way real easy. What are they doing? Are we fighting McClellan here? Keep stubbing their toes. I mean, my intention, they are forming up a battle line here. Oh, that's a lot of blue. Maybe they're just, you know what's probably happening is the AI gave the order for the whole corps or division to deploy, and so the troops that were up front had to pull back to do so. And they're coming forward. Oh boy, this is not good. Probably a little bit of what did you expect, you idiot, but They're also bringing their infantry on our flank, which is just cavalry. So... how do I order these guys off their horses? Dismount, my lads. Fight dismounted with your Enfield musketoons. Alright, so we're engaging the Federal cavalry on the flank. Our own artillery's just like, sitting in the open, boys. Engage them. Alright, I might be able to crush their flank. They're coming forward, though, as well. Although they've seemed to halt now that we're in contact. I wonder if the AI doesn't yet know how to use sub-unit commands very effectively. No cover, boys. Straight out into the open, like the Iron Brigade at 2nd Manassas. Except, don't die as much. If we can crush their eyes and ears and their cavalry, maybe we can hold the day. Our 12-pound Napoleons. Fire into the flank of those Yanks. Are you reloading? What are you doing, boys? Get that cavalry fire, or get that artillery firing. You should have a clear line of sight. It says you're engaged. More and more Yanks are filing into position here. We're inflicting a few casualties on these horsemen. They're bringing infantry. They're doing something with some infantry over here. We've got a whole nother unit lining up here, coming into position. Why is this artillery not firing? They've got a 2nd Brigade of Cavalry coming into position. How many guns are here? 22 guns. That's a pretty nice battery. They've got some artillery firing on our detachment of Logan's cavalry up here in the north. I'm gonna roll up your line. Force you back. Maybe. If they have repeaters, we might be in trouble. No casualties so far in Steedman's brigade. 35 in Beale's brigade. More artillery firing here in the north. I don't know why this artillery is not shooting. They must have their line of sight blocked or something. At least shoot at the enemy infantry. Oh, a shit ton of couriers are all arriving on these Federal units. We can expect large-scale maneuver. It looks like their artillery is mounting up. Or unlimbering, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, our guns are in action. Their cavalry is pulling back at least one brigade. They're continuing to bring more troops across. If the AI loses this, you're going to be really concerned. I mean, the AI is something they've admitted is pretty far from being ready. I think the issue is the AI doesn't yet know how to use sub-unit commands, so it issues orders for, like, the entire corps. That's what it... Oh, nope, here they come. 2 brigades of infantry coming forward now. 3 brigades. And they've engaged with my cavalry up here to the north. 25 casualties already for Logan. I mean, they probably should have smashed my face a long time ago. Yeah, I did wreck, or at least maybe drove off 1 brigade of cavalry, although they're not broken over here, so they pulled back. Longnecker's brigade of cavalry is in pretty rough shape. They've lost over half their strength and they're broken now. Meanwhile, my cavalry over here... These guys have only lost 25 men. Oh, the enemy infantry's shooting at our guns. Charge forward, boys. Move forward. Press them. Press them. Get to those guns. Yeah, by the way, we're not going to beat 80,000 men with 5. We might wreck a few units. But that's probably the extent of what we can expect. The enemy cavalry is perhaps coming up here to try and relieve the cavalry I just drove off. I'm going to try and close with these guns. The guns are obviously firing at Beale's brigade. Just lost over 25 men on that last volley. So we're going to bring Steedman up here to see if we can't engage this battery. A draw is a win here? Yeah. Somehow it's saying that this is a victory for the Union so far up here. If the battle ended now. I'm guessing it's based off percentage losses in the army. That artillery's losing a lot of boys. You can see the AI is moving troops very slowly on our northern flank, giving us plenty of time to defend here. We just routed that enemy battery. Good result there. So we'll bring this infantry up here. The enemy cavalry is not hitting our exposed flank. So we'll continue to shoot at these guys as they move back. It's also already after 5:45, so the enemy probably doesn't have enough time at this point to rout us before nightfall. And I think what we will definitely do is withdraw at night. We're bringing our infantry forward here. This is how you eat an elephant, boys. Again, I think it's not an issue of me losing that tactical engagement between those units. I think the reason it moved the bar to the Union is it's based off of casualties as a percentage of your army. So even if we, in theory, win, like lose fewer men than the enemy, if the enemy is... Oh, God. They've got a whole bunch of men up here. If the enemy is losing a smaller percentage of his army, which is almost assured in this battle given the size of their army relative to our own, then we will not win the battle. Grant is completely drunk off his ass. That is a possibility. I was trying to engage the enemy cavalry that I thought was over this way. They are using the wood line here, smart. We're advancing against them across the open. They also have troops marching in and around our flank here. You can see they are moving in behind us. Although I think that's more to get at these objective points than it is any sort of tactical brilliance. You can see they are moving over and around us, though. Well, I don't intend to fight a second day, I'll put it that way. Engage the enemy gunners. Sir, they're in the woods. Do it! If we can knock out a few of their corps, maybe we can even the... No, just... Even though we're going to definitely lose, this fight may weaken a few of their units, and a little bit of their artillery enough so for the coming battle with the rest of our army. Uh-oh. Logan's brigade's casualties are mounting. They're starting to not be too happy. They're getting plastered with enemy artillery. Same for Steedman's brigade. You can see he's starting to flash. Their troops are nervous. When is sunset? When is this battle over? Mississippi artillery, we lost 5 more guns here. Defeat! The battle is lost! The morale of your troops is cracked. Try organizing an orderly retreat within the given time. Depending on the units engaged, your troops need any time to withdraw, may suffer additional casualties. Really? I mean, I'm guessing it's just a morale thing, so the army doesn't want to fight anymore because they've lost too many men? I've never had that happen to me before. Sir, attacking 80,000 men with 5,000 was not intelligent. How dare you? You speak of defeatism. Everybody run! Organized retreat. My ass. Just get the fuck out of there, boys. I don't want to attack column, but you guys should use maneuver. Disengage, my lads. Get out of there. End of day. Withdraw. All of our units have withdrawn from the battlefield. Although the battle is counted as lost, the troops are retreating orderly, so we were not routed. So look at this, my lads. Look at this. Grant actually only brought 56,000 infantry to the fight, 4,700 cavalry, 200 guns. He lost 30 of his 200 artillery pieces. We only lost 6 of our 23. He lost 1,100 of his 4,700 cavalry. We only lost 127. He lost 1,000 of his infantry. We only lost 521. At the end of the day, we lost some 1,092 men and 6 guns. He lost 2,600 men and 30 guns. The legend of Grant's butchery will be borne out this day. Every man of ours is worth 10 of theirs. Sir, they still have 30,000 extra. The entire battle was some George B. McClellan shit. Maybe I should have upped the aggression meter on the Union before we got started. I don't know. Anyway, Withdraw, the Battle of Mississippi, fought near Mississippi. Wow. All right. So it was a major Confederate defeat, apparently. How is that a major Confederate defeat? Bullshit. 3,500 men versus... what, like 65,000? I mean, we just delete 25% of their cavalry and 10% of their guns on an accidental suicidal skirmish. Yeah, I mean, it's a skirmish. Give me a freaking break. Our national morale drops by 0.15%, while military experience rises by 0.04. I did lose 20% of my troops. Sure, so for that army, maybe that is considered a major defeat, but certainly not for the Confederacy as a whole, right? In any event, that's where we're going to leave it here today. So an interesting David against Goliath battle. The AI did some really encouraging things like flanking the objective and our forces along the fords coming up on our flank, but they did not press home the attack in the way that they really should have with the massive numerical advantage that they had. We broke ourselves on their line more than they broke us. So it was a fun little battle, I think, but it does demonstrate both really encouraging behavior by the AI to flank that position in those fords rather than launching a frontal assault, while also really peculiar decision-making by the AI to pull back and not press home the attack or cross the river and then recross it back the other way. So definitely still some work on this game that needs to be done before it's ready for prime time, but that's also somewhat what early access is for. In any event, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts down below. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying, once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.